Casey here with Montana Fixer YouTube channel. It's a beautiful spring day here in Montana. Today I'm going to show you how I finished off my wireline for my house. I'm going to take you through the process of laying the wire, sleeving it in conduit, tying the conduit in at the house, and landing the 4-aught wire into the panel. So come along with me as I show you a few tips, tricks, and have a pretty good time doing it. It's going to be a great day. The wire that I have is direct bury wire, but I'm putting it in conduit because we have a lot of gophers around here, and the gophers will chew through the insulation, and then that will cause it to start arcing the ground, and then it will blow your wire out. So I'm just better off now to put it in conduit and save myself the headache down the line of having to find it, dig it up, and repair it or replace it. So it's an extra couple $100, but it's well worth it right now. Ratchet strap here. What I think I'm going to do is start sliding one piece of conduit at a time on here and then glue the joints later. These electrical joints have such a deep bell on them that I think we can just get away with putting glue on the male side here, and that should do way plenty to hold it together, especially when it's buried. There, they're all put together, so let's go roll her in the ditch. So this is a 2-inch LB box, and this is where we're gonna go into the house with this. I'll glue a little stub chunk onto this, and I already drilled this 2.5-inch hole here for it to go through the wall, and then we'll 90 down and tie in back to here. So we'll start by putting our 90 in here and then getting a measurement between here and here. I got this chunk from yesterday that has the female end on it already, so I'm going to use it right here. Oh, there's this lip up in here. We got to make sure that we get all the way to that, so I'm just going to kind of put a mark out here where that is so I can hold it up, and we'll make a mark right there. Make sure you're like me and grab your most bent blade that you have. Pretty nice, so I'm just going to draw a little timing line there, and then I'm also going to scribe a line around there. That line there just helps you to know that you got it buried back to where it was during the dry fit here, and then also helps me to keep my primer so I don't get past here, just to keep it looking a little nicer. We prime the female first. So I'm gonna just push these back together to my mark and turn it back. I'm gonna push her in and give it a little twist. Now it's time to thread this on, this 90 and LB box. And a lot of people will do this very sophisticatedly, make it look almost, well, pretty easy. I am not one of those people. So well, with a lot of struggle and a little perseverance, we finally got her. I think in hindsight, what I would have done is ran this on piece by piece instead of gluing it all up beforehand. But we're learning as we go here, so we'll know for next time. Get in your home. Well, it looks like I kicked a lot of dirt in here, so we'll have to shovel that out. But it looks good. Just like we planned. Now the next step is to run it through the hole into the house. That should be a little easier.
I forgot to mention this during filming, but it's important to start at the second panel when you're wiring. That way it assures that you're safe. If you were to wire the source up first, then there's a potential the wire could accidentally become energized, and that could kill you when you start to wire the secondary panel. This way I know these wires are not energized and I can land them safely. So just think it through and be safe out there.
I pre-marked these so I know how far it's got to go down into my lug here. I also left this loose up here so that I'll be able to just slide my wire up and drop it back down in here, and then I'll secure this. But that's just a little tip to make it a little easier to get these big 4/0 wires landed. When you land an aluminum wire into an aluminum lug, you need to use this stuff called Oxguard. And what it does is it helps keep the temperature lower in the wires, and it helps the wires from corroding, and it helps just get a better bond between the lug and the wire. So I'm gonna put a good, healthy coating of this on my wires. And you're just gonna get it all over yourself. It's just the way it is. Make sure these are all the way out. As we're looking at our panel here, these are the power buses. So each one of these will have 120 volts on it. So that makes 2 runs of 120 volts. This is a neutral bus here, and this is a neutral bus here. And we have 2 ground buses, one here and one here. And since this is the second panel in line, our ground and our neutral cannot be tied together, which this one's not. The only ones that can be are your first panel in line, and so that's back at the meter base. The ground and the neutral are tied together there. The black wire is a power wire, red wire is a power wire, and this white wire will be the neutral wire. The uninsulated wire is the ground wire. So let's land these. Now I'm gonna try to get them all in one shot. I already have my ground wire secured, but I'm gonna pick up. I want to make sure these are tight, so I went with the 1/4 inch Allen socket just to be sure that these are tight. It's one of those things you don't want to kill them, but you want to make sure they're good and tight, because this is the main power for your house. So not really something to screw around with. I'm just going to take a little towel and clean these up. Now we'll tighten this lock collar down here, secure it, and then go up in the rafters and finish tying it all down. So you can see I got a little extra wire here. If there's ever a problem in the future, then I'll have a little extra to pull down. It's always good to leave a little extra, but I'm gonna start here where it comes out of the wall and work it towards the panel so that my slack is right above the panel. I twist these zip ties off by twisting and pulling up, and I do that so that it doesn't leave any sharp ends that are gonna cut you. You can see I got about a 6-inch loop here just for future if something goes wrong. It's always better to have too much than too little. Well, there you have it, folks. We got the main power tied in here at this breaker panel. And so I hope you enjoyed watching, that you learned something, and that you took a little something away from some of the mistakes I made. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.